Welcome to part 2 of our videos that are focusing on instruction in Caroline County Public Schools. I'm Dr. Rebecca Broadus, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction. Our first video focused on how good instructors impact instruction. We heard from teachers about lesson planning, curriculum, what a typical day includes, and how much time they spend in and out of the classroom teaching, preparing, and planning. In this video, we are focusing on the budget and how it impacts instruction. During the 2008-2009 school year, the school budget was $36,480,828. The current school budget is $33,105,523. This is a 9.25% reduction of $3,375,305. During the same time period, the county appropriation has gone from $12,342,281 to $11 million, which is a reduction of $1,342,281, or 10.9%. The school budget is divided into 5 categories, including instruction, administration, attendance and health, transportation, operations and maintenance, and facilities. As you can see in this pie chart, the largest percentage of the budget goes to instruction. 77.54% of the budget, or $25,669,259, currently goes to instruction. It is important to note that this is a 10.9% decrease of $3,148,061 from the 2008-2009 budget, when the instructional budget was $28,817,320. The instructional category includes the salaries and benefits for all teachers, teacher assistants, and other instructional staff. Materials, supplies, textbooks, equipment, and instructional programs are purchased and maintained with instructional funds. The remaining budget funds include $1,107,949 for administration, attendance, and health, which includes school nurses and administrative and support staff. This category was funded at $1,483,279 in 2008-2009, hence a reduction of $375,303, or 25.3%. $3,434,039 are designated for operations and maintenance, which includes all custodians, maintenance workers, as well as all energy costs such as electricity and propane. $2,744,438 are currently allocated for transportation, which includes all buses, cars, bus and car drivers, and fuel costs. And $145,838 are allocated for facilities, which is used for repairs and upkeep for all of the school buildings and facilities. As federal and state educational and graduation mandates and requirements increase, it is becoming more and more difficult to achieve them. Budget reductions have resulted in teacher and staff cuts, larger class sizes, fewer supplies, less equipment, and aging facilities, while our student population continues to grow. In this video, some of our teachers and administrators are going to share with you some of the impacts that the reductions of funds have had on them and their schools.
I'm very disheartened by the budget cuts because as a science teacher, a lot of what I do is hands-on. So I need chemicals, I need a lot of materials that are consumable. And I often wonder, where is that lottery money really? Because I need that lottery money right now. The budget cuts have been detrimental to the science department, as well as the whole school body overall. So I'm very concerned about budget cuts. We're having to start to ask students for money. I know myself, I put out $300 to $400 per year just towards science supplies. So budget cuts are a big, big issue in the school building.
I would say, generally speaking, the toughest thing for this county is holding on to quality teachers. A lot of the teachers who are most qualified have gone to other counties who are paying more. For me, in my classroom, I have gone out of my way to spend money on bookshelves that the school cannot provide for me, resources such as textbooks for atlases and almanacs for my classroom. We have to spend money on school supplies that families are not able to provide, so teachers spend a lot of money on crayons, pencils, folders, notebooks. I teach 86 kids for science class, and when I'm doing activities that are hands-on and inquiry-based, I spend a lot of money on Play-Doh, diapers, sand, plastic cups, spoons, things like that that we need in order to to do the experiments. I know in our school we do not have class sets of dictionaries or class sets of books, and so when we have budget cuts, of course those things are not going to be provided for our kids. At Madison Elementary, the 5th grade has 27 to 28 kids per class in the 5th grade, and so of course cutting teachers is making class sizes bigger. Budget cuts affects the quality of education in the kindergarten when we don't have teachers' assistants. We wonder about the kids who are not getting enough attention, as well as how the teacher is getting all of her personal assessments done with no assistance.
Budget cuts present a number of challenges, and I'll just mention a few here. One is, of course, classroom size. As we cut the budget, we can hire fewer teachers, which means classroom sizes grow and students don't get the individual attention they need or the assistance they need in order to learn. And another part of that people often overlook is the activities we offer after school, such as tutoring or band or art club or whatever the case may be. With fewer teachers, you don't have the ability to offer those types of activities. And of course, those are good enrichment activities for students to be involved in. And research does show that students involved in extracurricular activities perform better academically. And another challenge to budget cuts, of course, is facilities. And in an older building like BGE is in, it's hard to keep up the facilities into nice shape, or it's a little bit dilapidated, and the more budgets are cut, the harder it is to give the students something they feel proud to be in and to come to every day and to learn and get a quality education.
Although I work hard to not have the budget cuts affect my instruction, the biggest issue I find is having to do the same instruction, if not more, with less resources. Increasing class sizes is also an effect of budget cuts. Class size increase means less resources to do in-depth activities that you would normally do with a smaller class size. Technology is also an issue with budget cuts. Society is filled with new and innovative technology, and I think that it's very important that students are given the opportunity to become more familiar with this in the classroom so they'll be able to be better citizens in society.
What are the challenges of the budget cuts? There's one quick question I would like to ask you in reference to this question. How are we as educators going to do a job effectively and efficiently if we do not have the necessary resources and materials in order to provide our students for a first-class instruction? Children of today are the educators of tomorrow. We as teachers want to be able to have the resources needed to help our students become effective learners. We look at different areas, not just resources, but budget cuts play a major role in terms of the overall education of our students. We know that the future belongs to the educated, but we as instructors want to ensure that our students get the quality education to be competitive with all students, not just in the United States, but worldwide. We want our students to be competent. We want our students to be able to meet the challenges that society provides for them without the necessary funds that we need to teach. These students are going to fall behind and continue to lag. We need to get money so that we can provide the quality education. I say to you, my fellow constituents, co-workers, I want to add, why is it that we have to wait? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in his book inspired Why We Can't Wait. We can't wait for the future to fail our children. We are here to provide for our children, and we need the educational resources and funding to make that happen. After all, the future belongs to the educated.
The budget cuts and reduction of staff has directly and severely affected instruction here at Madison, and I would like to take a few moments to talk to you about it. At the kindergarten level, it is hit hard. Each kindergarten teacher must now meet the needs of 22 to 23 children at various skill levels, all by themselves with their own two hands. There are no assistants to help. For the first year student to learn to hold a pencil correctly, that student must wait a long time. Our teachers have had to look for parent volunteers to help with filling the gap. The loss of the assistants has been devastating and will affect and impact the success of our students. At the upper grades, where students come in larger sizes, and there are 29 to 30 students packed in each class. There is more noise in the hall, less space in the classrooms, and more papers to grade as students rotate between teachers. Smaller class sizes would mean better meeting the needs of the struggling students and enriching and extending the learning of the more advanced students. Money for classroom supplies has been cut. Therefore, the parents will need to pick up some of the cost. Also, when a teacher needs a bookshelf, what do? There's no money allotted for this. Some have resorted to cinder blocks and boards. Is that really what we want for our classrooms? Budget cuts have also affected our custodian and maintenance department, which directly affects us here at Madison. Here at MES, we're short-handed, one full-time custodian. This is needed in order to provide a clean learning environment and eliminate the exposure to germs and viruses which make our students sick. Maintenance has suffered severe cuts. This department has not been able to replace those who have left. Being short-handed, many repairs go undone due to lack of staff or funds. Madison has many needs that has been addressed in the capital improvement plan. Our library is way too small for 550 students. We are not able to offer what other counties offer through their library services. In order to increase security, an entrance into the office needs to be added. Trailers in front of our school are a big eyesore. They're old, inadequate, and unattractive. Do you really want your child going to music and art, out in the rain and snow, getting sopping, dripping wet? Don't they deserve better than this? Parked in the parking lot lately? Half is paved and half isn't. Would another county allow this? Caroline County is required to meet more strenuous federal and state mandates while being funded less and less. This means that students go without. The teachers are required to do more and more. There comes a time where you have to ask, how much more can teachers as human beings be required to do with less? As a longtime resident of Caroline County, I have a vested interest in the county and the school system. I have a daughter who graduated from Caroline County schools and received a great education from here. I'm proud of the teachers who strive every day to provide the students with the best education that they possibly can give them. We owe these teachers and their students the supplies, resources, and adequate learning environment which will support their efforts. I encourage the parents and community members to get involved and let the county know that our children are important and that they need monetary support of the community. Let your Board of Supervisors know that you want the best for the children in Caroline County. Please let it be known, children in Caroline count.
I am Kathy McConnell, Director of Instruction for Caroline County Public Schools. In parts 1 and 2 of our instructional videos, you have heard from our teachers and administrators. There is excitement for teaching and a commitment towards student achievement in all of our schools. While we lack competitive salaries, we have educators who really want to be here teaching the children of Caroline. There is no better proof than to hear that passion in their stories. Our teachers care about what their classrooms look like. They have been schooled by their undergraduate and graduate institutions that an environment can impact learning. They care about the students who do not have the supplies necessary to complete a task. Thus, they reach into their own pockets again and again for crayons, pencils, bookshelves, papers, tissues, and the list goes on and on. They care about their colleagues who have lost their jobs because they worked alongside these people and saw the level of dedication that is so characteristic of our teaching, support, and administrative staffs. When you are asked to describe and support instruction in Caroline, I hope you will agree that a great teacher is
Adaptable. Selfless.
Committed.
Caring.
Reflective.
Interactive.
Understanding.
Diligent.
Flexible.
Industrious.
Dedicated.